All right, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the Cardano family. Appreciate each and every one of you guys for showing so much love. But yeah, let's get right into the update and see what's happening with Cardano today. So there's a lot of things happening right now. Obviously, Bitcoin was able to break a new all-time high. It was a really exciting day as far as Bitcoin is concerned. And I know some people only focus on these altcoins, but you need to not ignore Bitcoin because Bitcoin momentum kind of shows you what could potentially happen for some of these altcoins. And after Bitcoin broke out, you start to see so many people talking about a potential altcoin season soon, yada yada yada. But we're going to talk about all of that. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So, yesterday's update, at the time of recording the update, I was talking about how we're going to see a breakout if you kind of go watch that. And we did see that breakout. I said, we are hours away for us to, break out of that resistance. And we actually did see ADA do that. But man, there were some negative comments. And it's just like, no, ADA's not moving. What is this? If you want just straight lines all the way towards all-time highs, and you cannot have patience and understand, things kind of gradually increase, and how dominance works, how dominance has skyrocketed over the course of the last 24 to 48 hours, how the market moves against Bitcoin. If you cannot, take those factors in and just solely focus on the price itself, I don't know what to tell you. At the end of the day, you do your due diligence research and invest what you can afford to lose. I'm sharing my thoughts with you guys, and I know my ADA family appreciates that. But there's always haters, and I usually don't let the haters get to me, but sometimes it's just ridiculous stuff some of these people say, and it's just quite frustrating to say the least. But anyhow, let's take a look at what's happening with ADA. So it's currently sitting at 78.12 cents, down 0.5% in USD, down about 5.2% in Bitcoin comparative as well. And I know a lot of people are already going to start coming out and say, well, it's down 5.2% in Bitcoin comparative. This is crazy. Settle down. We're going to get into it. But before we do that, as always, just a quick disclaimer. Anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So the price is currently at 78.12 cents, down 0.7% as mentioned in USD, down about 5.2% in Bitcoin comparative. Market cap at about $28 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about 3.2 billion. And now what I want you guys to understand is this. Look at what has been happening with the dominance index. Look at this. Just look at it for yourself if you guys want to give yourself a little bit of a time to kind of take a look at what has happened with the dominance index. Maybe just pause this video and take a look at it for yourself. From 59.5%, you are seeing dominance not only hitting a new yearly high, but dominance went up of almost about 2% since the past 24 hours. Do you understand what this means? This is definitely going to cause a lag for altcoins. Number one in Bitcoin comparative, no doubt about that. And if Bitcoin even sees a minor pullback, even though Bitcoin has been breaking all-time high after all-time high, even a little bit of a minor pullback for Bitcoin, like a 1%, 2% drop, guess what that can do to altcoins? Bloodbath. And that's what we have seen over the course of the last 24 hours, in the crypto space. But if you're looking at Bitcoin, guys, what a historic day it has been. Yet again, I spoke about this over the weekend for you guys. If you've been watching the updates, that, Bitcoin is going to break out, and, it actually did that, and Bitcoin is pretty much going for the main target, which of course is six-figure price point. And I think we're going to get there in the upcoming days ahead of us, and no one's going to stop that from happening. Of course, we're going to have a lot of sell orders around that range, the bears, and trust me, that's going to be the biggest bull and bear battle that we're going to see. Between the bulls and the bears. Obviously the bears, the main focus is to keep the price below six figures, and the bulls' price is to push it and make history for the crypto industry, and that is going to be quite interesting. And I do expect that around that range you're going to see major sell-offs occurring. Like a lot of people, I think it's going to be like obviously the market makers. And like I said, the bulls and the bears are going to be fighting. But what a great moment we're seeing right now happening, which a lot of people ignore. This helps altcoins. This move right here helps altcoins. But speaking about an altcoin season, and everyone has their own way of looking at the altcoin season. So at the end of the day, I don't say, I'm going to be 100% right. No one is 100% right, but I can share my personal thoughts with you guys. And I've stated this from the beginning. From day one, I've stated this. You don't even want to be thinking about an altcoin season. You don't even want to be thinking about an altcoin season with the dominance setting like this. And I know a lot of people are going to come out and say, history says that dominance usually falls in December, and obviously at the beginning of next year we're gonna rally. History does not necessarily mean that it's gonna repeat itself, and I'll tell you one specific reason why that's different this time around. Why it's different this time around is, and one thing a lot of people ignore is Cardano still performed really good. Of course, if the dominance was lower, I think Cardano would have been much higher. There's no doubt about that. But and with this, and obviously considering the market valuation was the same for the crypto space right now, but dominance obviously needs to drop quite sharply. And I projected this to you guys in my other updates. I personally think Bitcoin is going to hit a second all-time high before an altcoin season begins. But I don't think we're nowhere near an altcoin season right now because of the fact that we're about to make history for the first time for six-figure psychological price point. Everyone's going to be talking about this level, and everyone is already speaking about this level. Every mainstream media is going to be talking about Bitcoin, reaching a $100,000 price point, and I think this can actually bring in more interest towards Bitcoin rather than non-interest, which could actually push the price of Bitcoin higher. And of course, institutions are coming in. You saw ETFs options launching. It's just a complete different shift from what we have seen in the past. And I think we do see Bitcoin going above $100,000. Maybe then you do see Bitcoin seeing a little bit of a consolidation, and then dominance falls down. And once dominance falls down, that's where the altcoin season can begin. Very, very important for the dominance to fall down. And if it does, that would be a major, major catalyst, in my opinion, for the altcoins to kind of have that bullish momentum that we have seen in the past cycles where things go parabolic. But again, history does not necessarily always repeat itself, but we can base it off of historic data and look at it. But you guys know my overall stance from day one. You guys can go watch my old videos as well. I emphasize Bitcoin dominance so much, and it's so important to keep an eye out on the dominance and really understand how that tool works. And until then, I think I'm still kind of not even worrying about the altcoin season. I think a gradual increase with Bitcoin, that's all we need to be focusing on as of now. I know not a lot of people want to hear that, but that's just the reality. And if you can't take that, then I guess it's up to you. Anyhow, if you're looking at the price of Cardano, we're being supported by the previous yearly high, which is great. But look at after my last update yesterday, we actually did see Cardano reaching 85 cents. Charles Hoskins has been hinting quite a bit of stuff. Obviously earlier yesterday, he did say that he's on his way to DC, and obviously a lot of links happening that he's going to be meeting with the Trump administration. Talking about crypto, and obviously the implement. Wow, I can't speak right now. That's actually crazy right now. Implementing the Cardano blockchain with the US government. Again, those rumors been flying around. I think that's just a little bit kind of far-fetched. I know some people in the Cardano community, like CryptoZXY, are saying that that's not far-fetched, but I think it is until we hear more credible things coming out. Great stuff in terms of Cardano's price, especially if you look at it on the hourly time frame. That tells you everything you need to know. Haters are not going to see this. I promise you, haters will ignore this part. If you're looking at it from the November 13th price point, you're seeing a beautiful chart forming. You can see it's up 61.49% since then. And you guys can see, what's the best thing that when I look at ADA's chart is once we broke into the very, very key level important of the 78.6 level. Obviously, we saw the 81.8 cents high, but look at the retest down just at the neckline itself, just literally at the neckline itself. Obviously solidifying the importance of the 78.6, and since then it has popped off. So after my video yesterday, we actually did see a new yearly high. And a lot of haters, of course, ignored that because the price of ADA is not at $1. But these haters are nowhere going to be seen once the price of ADA actually does start retesting the likes of $1. But let me know down below what you guys think. Love each and every one of you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Continue supporting, and you will see a continuation of these updates. We'll see you tomorrow in CryptoZX, and peace out.